Alright, welcome guys. Today I'll be making a quick tutorial on how to join using Radmin VPN and using Reboot Launcher and the Reload Backend. So one of the person from the comment section on one of my videos wanted me to make this tutorial, so shout out to him. I'm gonna leave his username or YouTube username in the comment section. Not the comment section, in the description. And yeah, I guess let's get on to the video. Alright, so not doing any intro or some kind of crap like that, we're just gonna get started. So first thing what you would obviously need is the reload backend. Now I've already set it up. I don't need anything else to set up, but for this purpose I'm gonna show you really quickly what I have set up inside of the configuration. But before I show you that, I must say this. You need to have Radmin VPN installed. Obviously you can click on here, you can click on free download, you can download it, then you can install it, etc, etc. And after installing it, you need to turn it on. As you can see, it's going to be like this. Then you need to, first you actually need to log in, you need to make an account. Then I don't know if this is actually necessary that much, but yeah, okay. So we're going to turn this on. We just need to wait for it to connect. And as you can see, I've already got a network set up, but I'm gonna show you how to set up a network. So you click on network, you click on create network, and if you were to already have a network, you need to click on join network. Now you're gonna have private network open. You're not gonna click on gaming network. You're gonna click on here, and you're gonna type whatever the network is, like what your friend wants to join, like whatever you have set it, and your friend can join this network and you can play together. So for me, I'm just going to create a network. We're going to call it test FN, and we're going to type the password as 1234567. 1234567. And as you can see, I've created a network. Now I can open the chat where I can see all members. As you can see, I'm the only member here, and I can type a message like hi. Now we don't need this chat, so what we can do is I can copy my own address, which would be this automatically redirects every single person who is in this network will be redirected to to my original address, which is 127.0.0.1. But instead of using that and not being able to connect, we will be using this one in order to be able to connect. So I'm going to show you how this works. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to open the configuration, and we're going to scroll down until we find the game server. And for game server specifically, you don't need to change neither the matchmaking, you don't even need to change the, the specific IP for the backend. You only need to change the game server, because the game server will be hosted through Reboot. So you don't need to do anything. Alright, so what you can see here is that I changed the IP to that, and I selected obviously default playlist to be solo. So I need to also change versions, because for this specific tutorial we're going to be using 8.51 because 19.10 crashes for me for some reason. I have no idea why, but it crashes. So now we're going to save this, and we're... Alright, now since this tutorial is definitely going to be very boring for you, because for the next 30 minutes of the sample video footage that I recorded, I accidentally forgot to reinstall the backend, because this backend had an error with the mcp.js. And I tried, like, as you can see, I showed everything, like I showed where I created the account and everything like that, but I just wasted more than like 30 minutes of trying to do this. And since my tutorials are mostly 8 minutes and so, we're just gonna skip on to the part you need to see. Alright, this tutorial is getting a little bit bigger, but it's like 17 minutes, I'm gonna have to cut. Alright, perfectly. Node index.js, because for some reason it worked perfectly and then the MCP error happened. Yeah, there you go, it works perfectly. Alright, connected to backend and everything. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to check backend. Backend works successfully. Yeah, it was definitely an error on my side. Okay, we're going to launch, we're going to start game server. Alright, so you're probably wondering why I have this open on my screen right now. Well, this is an image of I took later in the video. Now, what you can see inside of the configuration I mentioned earlier, or if I haven't, I'm sorry, but what we do is we set up the game server IP to be the IP of Radmin VPN. Because after you log in, Reboot will recognize, obviously, the IP from Radmin, and you will be able to log in. But afterwards, you need to set up the game server IP to be specifically Radmin, so it doesn't get confused, because the matchmaker is connecting to a separate game server, and the matchmaker needs to connect back to you. It doesn't need to connect to 127.0.0.1 on the specific guy's PC. That's why we said that, and I just wanted to tell you that you just need to do this. Also, I did forget to mention that the Reboot game server needs to be set on port 777 because that's the default one for Reboot Launcher and the default one for Reload Backend. So you need to set that to 777 inside of the options config inside of Reboot. Pink, yeah, there you go. Alright, so this is either potentially because of the GS. As you can see already, yeah, I claimed it, but now this could be potentially because of the GS, or it could potentially because of Radmin. It was because of Radmin, because Radmin does not like you connecting to the Radmin IP address from your own IP address. But there is one downside to this. Your friend would be able to join, but you would have to do open 127.0.0.1. Because that's the only way for you to connect. Now, he can obviously get the Radmin IP and everything like that, but for some reason, for me, it just does not work. Now, there is another way to do this, but I will make a tutorial in the future. Now, the way I was talking about here was using Play.gg and their tunneling system, but unfortunately, I'm gonna do another tutorial for this because this one is specifically the guy who wanted me to make this tutorial wanted to be on Radmin, so yeah, I guess here we are. Because Radmin VPN isn't the best solution if you're hosting only for your friends. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. If this thing will load properly, yeah, it should load because the game server is on. There you go. Yeah, I loaded properly if you were to open 127.0.0.1. There we go, yeah. It opened for me because obviously it was the specific IP, which would be for localhost. Now it's going to open for them, but be careful, and when I say be careful, you have to be careful because the ping sucks. Like, you cannot really, you get a lot of ping. Like, I don't know how much to say this, but you get a lot of ping when you're trying to play with Radmin. And if you're trying to play with the other option, which I'll be making a tutorial for, you should get a little bit less ping, but I still have no idea how much ping you would get. So yeah, I guess that's it for this entire tutorial. I don't know what else to do here. I can launch game and go to the volcano, but that just seems unnecessary. So. Alright, well I guess this is it for this tutorial. If you want me to make the next tutorial, which I said in the video, I mentioned it. If you want to, just comment about it and I'll get to make the tutorial. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you really want to, no pressure of course. And yeah, like the video, spread it to your friends and family, or whoever who wants to play OG Fortnite, and yeah, I guess that's it. See ya in the next tutorial.